principles of education. I think the most important one, probably we forget all the time, is that it is about enabling people and empowering people.
People should be familiar with it because it's part and parcel of feeding ourselves. It probably is both a scientific, technical subject to be broached at some point, but also it has social and even aesthetic dimensions.
As elementary students get more awareness about, again, where their food is coming from and ideas of industrial agriculture, certainly there's been a large change in how Americans are thinking about food.
I don't know what permaculture is. Permaculture is a closed system of sustainable networks that can sustain itself through networks.
It has to be ecologically sound and resilient.
It's a system that kind of is self-perpetuating and rejuvenating rather than a system that's extractive. And it's a way of thinking.
Sound ecology that will sustain not only itself, but will help feed and please and accommodate human beings as well.
Be able to recognize that we are part of a system, even though we may think we are the most important part. But to keep that system going is the most attractive part of permaculture, instead of, as I said, extracting and destroying what we depend on and what depends on us. I wish we focused more and more through classes on not just talking about the issues, but actually trying to address them. Education needs to become much and more relevant, and permaculture, the environment, and all these issues are unfortunately coming out of a need. I wish they were not that. I wish we weren't forced to think about these things.
The university could obviously buy more local food, it could be more careful with recycling and reusing waste, particularly organic waste. It could be actually generating its own biogas in digesters and using that gas either for cooking or even generation of electricity.
Permaculture is the kind of concept that has lots of entry points for many ways of thinking. Certainly the hard sciences find an easy entry point into the topic in terms of being able to quantify how things perform. But it's also an easy entry point for social sciences, food equity, and even creative practices, thinking about how food systems can be improved in terms of cultural relevancies and societal inputs. And certainly I think permaculture itself is a very creative process.
I think we have to peel, as the proverbial tripod says, both the economic, environmental, and social equity issues to rally the Americans to downsize their lifestyle and live more sustainably.
Education should always be looking at creativity and ways of sustaining ourselves rather than being forced into thinking about it by quote-unquote the environment.